Hey everybody, good morning. I thought I would do a connected live this morning. As some of you may know, I'm actually in Oklahoma, and I thought it was a good day to do connective live from inside the house because we have severe storm warnings for the whole afternoon. Tornado, they're at a 10, for all of Oklahoma City area and the area I'm in. And so I thought it was a good time to talk a little bit about animals and storms and crisis situations. So absolutely, when I woke up this morning and knew these storms would be headed in, Baldur was also completely cued into it. And the day before when I was with the horses were cued into the weather was turning. They already felt it way before, it was even in the area. So animals do know. So the horses are good because actually these Choctaw Spanish Mustangs that I have were all born and raised here. So they're very familiar with this weather and it doesn't frighten them. Especially my veteran Arrow, who is my 28-year-old rescue horse. He definitely knows when storms are coming and how to handle them. So he's the type of horse that if there's a fire, he goes away from the fire, not towards the fire, as so many domestic horses will go towards a fire. So having the Mustangs is wonderful because they really know how to take care of themselves and will find their way homes. And thankfully the boys all have very particular markings. So if they do need to break a fence to get out of the way of something like a tornado, they will find their way home and I will be able to find them. So I do recommend microchipping for your horses, having the prep, halters with name on it, spray painting them if it's a really bad situation where you think they actually need to be spray painted, absolutely. But the horses know, the animals really know when things are coming way better than humans do. And they predict it better as well. So I've had Arrow, as you guys know, Arrow is very psychic. I did address that on another Connected Live where he knew fires were coming to the LA area, actually the area that we were in, and he knew 3 years before, and he said that we couldn't stay there because there just wasn't enough water, and he showed me all the fire, and then 3 years later, that whole area up in fire. So the horses are pretty calm. Baldur's the one who's a little bit distraught. It's not the thunderstorms or the rain that worries him, it's safety that worries him. So he has been glued to our side all day long. Robert did go to work today, and Robert knows I know how to handle myself, so he's not worried about me, and I'm not worried about him because we know how to take care of ourselves and find our way back to each other if we do have an emergency. But Baldur is definitely a little bit disgruntled. He's fine now because I'm doing the Connected Live and I'm continuing a routine, so he knows that something is up, so the best way that I can keep him calm is that I may not be able to control the weather, but I can control how we're prepped. So how I got Baldur to calm down, and this is relevant to a lot of people out there dealing with very nervous animals, I work or talk with him. I'll be like, okay, I can't control a tornado, but what I can do, though there's some people that think I can control tornadoes with the energy work, and I can maybe make them bounce over a house. It's a little interesting. Energy can affect weather, but nobody has that kind of, strict ability, so I'm always prepared for emergencies. So the way I calmed Baldur down today, as many know, I have a large German Shepherd who is probably one of the most sensitive of individuals you could possibly meet. I have, in kind of our safe room, if you will, I have his food, I have extra water, I have his boots. Now, why would a German Shepherd need boots in the state of Oklahoma? Think about it. If you have a tornado and you have a disaster, what are you going to be dealing with outside when everything finally calms down? A ton of debris, a ton of glass, nails, all kinds of things on the ground. If you do have a dog that you can't pick up and carry easily, I strongly suggest that you have boots for your dogs because especially like in LA, that's where I learned it. If you have an earthquake and the city streets are filled with debris, what are you going to do about your dog having to walk through glass? We had examples of this during 9/11 when the buildings came down and they had search and rescue dogs in there trying to help find and dig up people they had problems with the search and rescue dogs slicing up their feet on all the debris from the building having come down with the glasses and the metal and all the stuff that was on. So as part of your emergency kit, not only do you want to have, emergency supplies, bandages and whatnot, and things to sterilize wounds, you also want to have a pair of boots for your dog. If you have a collapsible crate that you can have in an area, that's a smart thing to keep with you as well. Keep water, keep food, emergency things that you can place with you. So if I don't get out of the house on time, kind of like a little safe room that we have, food, water, boots, smart clothing for myself, like my raincoat. I have a smart shirt on, I have jeans, and yes, even though it's warm outside, don't wear flip-flops, people. I saw this all the time in LA. Please don't think that flip-flops will help you in an emergency situation. Please have by your bedside good shoes. I personally recommend a boot. Even if you're in Los Angeles and it's hot, have a boot. Just have a boot. Save your ankles. You've got spiders and snakes and everything kind of going around. You want to have a boot on. If you can, have a waterproof boot, waterproof leather boot. So obviously being an equestrian, I have waterproof boots out the yin yang. So right now on my feet is a pair of waterproof boots. And as we go towards the worst of the storms today, when they're calling for 10 out of 10 storms, risk of tornadoes, even in my area, yeah, I'll probably be sleeping with pants on tonight and a shirt and have everything next to the bed in case we need to make an exit or we need to make a run for the safe room. And boots will be on. So it's just smart. Use common sense, have smart clothing around, have enough food and water to get you through an emergency situation, have an emergency kit. Again, the best way to keep your animals calm, because they sense it, is for you to be as prepared as possible. And then once you're as prepared as possible, let go and let God. Be smart. Watch the radar on your phone. If your TV gives out, hopefully you have a smartphone and you can watch the Weather Channel or NOAA for the radar. The radar is what you want to look for in order to give you the best indication of what's happening with the weather. A lot of these towns here in Oklahoma have sirens, so sirens will go off, a few seconds before a tornado hits to give you something to do, at least a second to run. And then just be as calm as possible and as intelligent as possible. I would say if you have smaller dogs, make sure you have a harness. Harness is the easiest way to help a small dog. You can pick them up really quickly. If you have to drag them and they have a collar, by their neck is not the best idea. Have a harness on them. Large dog like I have, obviously a harness is not going to do me much good, but Baldur knows to stay close to me, so he does have his leash. And I do have a reflective collar on him and a reflective light that lays flat on the collar. So a lot of people have these ones that dangle. I have one that connects to a flat collar and has light to it, and it's red. So that's another good thing to have in your emergency kit, is not only obviously the flashlights for the humans, but have the reflective something for the dog, a vest, a light. A vest for the dog would be the best thing to do, because the vest can be seen day or night. So a lightweight vest, even for a small dog or a large dog, so that the dog is plainly visible, and the dog is plainly visible as a domesticated animal. So for example, you can't get all of your dogs in your safe rooms. Just say you have multiple dog household, they're farm dogs. Put the vests on, Velcro, so easy, lightweight vests, because if they're seen running around, no one will mistake them for a stray. No one will mistake them for a coyote. I know people mistake Labradors for coyotes. It's crazy, but when things get real fast in a storm situation or a crisis situation, people start shooting animals left and right, thinking that they're wild or they're going to attack or something stupid. Not everybody is animal literate. So if you could put a vest on your dog, that would just be the great thing. They have those reflective vests that are lightweight, they're inexpensive. If your dog gets separated from you, not only do they have a collar, obviously with their tags on them, but they have a vest. So they, people know that that dog has a home because somebody put a reflective vest on it. That's another good way of making sure your dog stays safe. And if you have a microchip, Baldur obviously is microchipped, but I also have a lot of reflective stuff on him because he is a black dog, and I've actually had people in Montana say, wow, that looks like a wolf. No, that's a black German Shepherd, and if you think a black German Shepherd looks like a wolf, then obviously you're not educated in what a wolf looks like, because wolves and German Shepherds are totally different. So just some tips today as we head into storm season across the country, and we're in the middle of one right now. I thought I would just get on Connected Live today, and remember, the best way to settle down your pets is to know that you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, and that whatever else happens that's out of your control, you're calm about it and you're as prepared as you can be. Stay safe, everybody out there. Take good care of your animals, the ones inside, the ones outside, and I will talk to you when these storms are over. Have a great day, and just know, be prepared, be confident, say your prayers, ask for guidance, always come, signs are everywhere, and I will talk with you guys tomorrow after the storms. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.